Got another guy with a red tie coming on
Greg,
board. How
nice
you
to meet
doing,
you.
mate? How are you? Good stuff. Gosh, this is
You're getting sick of them after that.
yeah. Well, no, that's a very good. And we've even got a. Is it a? It's a
Napkin, is that what you want to say?
Yeah, I was going to say napkin.
I could use it as a napkin, I'd say, yeah.
There you go. Well, look, you're looking very, very, very slick for today, anyway. What's your name and what's your business?
So my name is Philip Martin, and I'm the founder of Blanco Nino,
Okay.
which is a corn tortilla and tortilla chip manufacturing company based in Clonmel, County Tipperary. But I'm also the founder of Little Lass Burrito Bar, which is a Dublin-based Mexican restaurant business, which has a restaurant here in Dawson Street, actually, and one in Rathmines as well.
I was going to say you leading the tortilla and burrito revolution of Ireland, and ironically you are.
Yeah, well, that's actually our hashtag, Tortilla Revolutions. There you go.
There you go. I was in your shop in Rathmines on, I think it was last Saturday.
Go on, how was it?
I thought it was fantastic. I would have liked to have had a couple of those whiskies from Monaghan, but I didn't. I was watching the Australia match, and the perfect place to go afterwards was one of your restaurants. And I have to say, I'll be back,
Brilliant.
as Arnold Schwarzenegger says. So tell us how a very interesting business. I mean, we don't think of Ireland for tortillas.
No, not normally.
So how did this all come about?
Well, the thing was, Little Lass is a burrito bar, but the initial plan was actually for Little Lass to be a taco bar. Okay. And I quickly discovered when I was going through the process of setting up the business that I couldn't get a quality corn tortilla, which is what you make tacos with, anywhere in Europe.
Yeah.
So I decided then, rather than, I had to just stop that, and I then went off and looked at burritos, and I just said, let's make a really, really awesome burrito instead. And then once Little Lass was established, profitable, operating efficiently, good team in place, I turned my attention to the tortilla concept. And after a bit more research, I got on a plane, went to Mexico, went to the States, went to like the mill plants, which are the corn farms, went to the tortillerias, which are tortilla factories, the molinos, which are like the tortilla mills. Learned everything I possibly could about the process of making corn tortillas. But then I also went off and I learned about the history and the culture and the relevance of corn tortillas in Mexico, because Mexico doesn't have the same approach to food that we generally have in the West. Like, the food is of the country. You know, people, they consider themselves like every society or civilization that's come out of that region, Mesoamerica, that's the region, has had a god, normally being the kind of the superior of all the gods, being the god of corn. And it's just that foundational element to everything they do, and it shows up on everything. So like when Mexico became independent, one of the first things they did was create a dish for the day. And so they have a chilis nogada, which is the day everyone has it on that day every year. So food is it's absolutely intricate to everything about that culture.
Yeah.
So I came back and to Europe, had all this information from the States and from the US or from Mexico. Started building it together, trying to figure out how I could bring it over here. And then I figured out that 1, I needed a lot of money, 2, I needed a lot of customers, and 3, I needed a really good team.
Sure.
The team being the most important element, because usually if you have a good team, the money follows and the customers follow.
Yeah.
So I launched a crowdfunding campaign. We raised double what we were looking for. But the crowdfunding campaign actually wasn't for the finance, because we actually had people that were willing to support the business, because given my previous business, the investors did very, very bloody well, so that they were willing to put money in again into the new concept. It was done because we needed to get a lot of customers and we needed to find a team. And I've discovered in my own business, once you communicate really, really well why you're doing something and how you're going to do it, and people can see that you're being genuine about it, you tend to attract really good people.
Yeah.
You tend to attract the customers that you want, not the customers you don't want.
Sure.
So we now have nearing 1,300 pre-registered customers in Ireland, the UK, and Luxembourg, and we have an incredible team, which is, you know, the financial director is the former chief executive or chief financial officer of Valio Foods, one of the top Irish food companies. Founder of Love Irish Food. The chief operating officer is the previous CEO of Valio, or say Dawn Fresh. Wow. So like, just these guys are incredible, and they just get what we're trying to do. So, and the thing is, once you communicate correctly, you don't, like, people don't need to be asking me stupid questions, because they understand that this is the filter through all which decisions are made. So they know this is the ethos, and without needing to ask me, they know this is what Phil will say, because that's what we are.
Yeah, and I suppose you've doing better than I did. You've explained that well enough.
You need it. It's so important.
But so often organisations, it's very good. You know, entrepreneurs, they have stuff in their own head, but they can't actually explain it to everyone else around them.
Yeah, well, I think most of the mistakes I've made so far are down to communication.
Okay.
Like once I've gotten to the point where people's roles are explained really well, the company's ethos is explained really well. The stupid mistakes don't happen half as often. You know?
Absolutely.
Because people know where they stand.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, as I said, it's a fascinating industry. And how long have you been up and running?
Well, the tortilla factory is going to go into production in March, but the restaurant has been going 2.5 years.
Wow, okay.
But I actually had a previous business to that as well that failed terribly bad. But so.
But that's lovely to hear.
Yeah, it wasn't so lovely at the time.
Of course it wouldn't have been. Of course it wouldn't have been. But I mean,
lessons wise, I say like it was fantastic. Yeah. There's something that changes within your mindset, or even I use the word filter. Once you've kind of gone through torturous fucking experiences, you come out the other end with a different view on everything, and you tend to change the way you approach everything. I think.
Well, it's just nice to hear if anyone's out there and they're going through a hard time with their businesses. You know, sometimes I hate the term myself, but sometimes a failure happens for a reason. And I know when I lived in the US, I didn't find a successful business that hadn't had a failed business before it.
Yeah. So the approach in the US is a lot more, to say advanced might be the right word, but they look at it in that way, because you learn so much from the process of failing.